did something wrong with setting it up. So anyway, hopefully I've done it right now, my loves, and hopefully you can all see what I'm doing and you can say hi. If not, you'll be able to watch this later, and I will delete the first one because I was only on for a few minutes, but I kind of felt like I did something wrong on it. Silly me. Which is a bit annoying, isn't it? So at the moment I am just literally painting this, and then I thought we can have a little chat on here. If anyone, tell me what you guys are up to, how you're going at markets, or how you're going just in general. I'm very interested. Life's a bit tricky at the moment, my friends, and today is my beautiful daughter Allie's granddaughter Allie's birthday, so we're going to go to her little party later, so that will be sweet. She is 5, darling Allie, which is so sweet, and yeah, I'm looking forward to going there. So we're going to a restaurant tonight, which that will be very nice. And hello from Texas. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? I hope you're doing super cool. And sometimes, you know, I can't see certain comments on here. Anyway, and you know, look, sometimes when I'm doing a live, some people say to me, what are you working on? I am actually working on some little coasters. I'll show you. So they're going to go into the pottery kiln, and they're going to be fired, and then they'll be glazed and beautiful. So these are my little penguin ones, aren't they, darling? So my husband actually made me, what do you call it? He made me like a mold so that I could push it into them, and then after, which gives me kind of like a guideline where to paint. And then this is an underglaze that I'm got at the moment, which is from this company, is the one I'm using, Kiwi. They're very good. And yeah, so then I'm like, this is literally the 3rd coat, because they all need 3 coats to be like beautiful and colorful. And these colors don't really show what it's going to be in the end. So like this blue is going to be Tiffany blue. And his belly isn't painted. That's going to be like a creamy white. And then of course it's got the sun and so on in the middle. So yeah, so basically that's what I'm doing. I'll show you the others if you want to have a look, which I finished this one. So that's my little frog. He's going to be lavender purple here, lime green, and then his wings are going to be Tiffany blue. So that is this one. So he's super cute. And I've also got some that have, like, I'll show you this. See how they have jewel holes in them? So what's going to happen is it's going to be like a mobile. So, well, not a mobile, like a chime. So that's what he's going to be when he's glazed. And then I've got the whale. So the whale, this is going to be like a latte, kind of creamy, off-white kind of colour. And then, of course, it's got the Tiffany blue and aqua. Because it's a gorgeous whale. And I always wanted to live near the beach, but I can't afford it, so then I have to create a sea theme, you know. So I finished that one. So this is my froggy mushroom, and I just love him. Isn't he gorgeous? And the outside's petal pink, olive green and red. And red is not the colour I would usually use, but for that one I liked it. And I don't know whether I showed that, but this is my little sea turtle, and he is actually latte brown on his skin, and then green, like an olive green for his shell, and then a slate blue, which is like a grey blue for the outside. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing with those ones, and I can't remember which one I'm up to, but he kind of looks like I already painted him, doesn't he? And then we'll do this one. So yeah, so basically that's what I'm doing at the moment. Oh, they're beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, I thought, look, I'll come on here. I haven't come on YouTube a lot. Look, I did do a TikTok last night, because TikTok's kind of easy for me just to go on, but I don't earn money or anything on TikTok. And obviously I earn money on YouTube, so it's kind of like, if you're a business person, well, you're going to go on YouTube, aren't you, if you earn money through that. But anyway, I've just, as you all know, well, wasn't well, and I am getting better. I'm definitely getting better, but anyway, it's just the way it is, isn't it? So yeah. So anyway, I thought, look, I'll just come on, say hi. You can see a little bit about what I'm doing, and doing these, I kind of find it quite therapeutic. I can just sit here and make something really nice. Oh, thank you for the likes and the thumbs up, my loves. Yeah, so that's kind of why I started. So anyway, I've done his third coat. He's the little pengu. He's not really pengu, but I kind of feel like it matches him. So yeah, and this is green. What's called greenware. If you don't know pottery well, you might not know, but it's so delicate. It's like eggshell. Until it gets fired, and then of course it will be nice and hard, so that it's going to be pretty hard to break it. Yeah, so anyway, I thought, look, I'll come on here and I have to do these, and then my last one is going to be the koala, which I haven't finished the koala up, and I just actually finished on the weekend. I did two, like, they're just little markets, just little markets near the Bayside, which is out in a place called Cowes, Victoria, which is right on the beautiful coast, like a touristy, coasty kind of area. Anyway, and when I was out there, lots of people were like, because I was showing them my pottery, the things that I'd made. I hadn't got that many things together, and I still don't, because they've got to be fired. Anyway, I sold, a good amount, and then I had so many people wanting more, but I said, look, I don't have it. It's going to be fired. I just haven't got to it yet. So once my kiln is up and going, which I do have one now, I bought a second-hand one, and then but it was second-hand, was still $2,000. Then with the electrics and everything else, it's probably come to $4,000. So the time I get new elements and everything else in it, so expensive. Yeah, very, very expensive. It's crazy. So anyway, usually this would be on my other channel. So if you haven't joined me over there, please join me, and that is Rhonda Jane Pottery. So just look for me on YouTube, and I don't know, I've got like 60-something, 67 maybe subscribers over there. So because it's a new channel. So and even Nelson Soapery took years to get to where it is now. So it just gives me a little piece, and we all need to do something that we like, don't we? So and then somebody did tell me some sad news about another soap maker that has passed away last week, and I was just quite shocked to hear that. So and very, very sad, which is beautiful Karen from Eden Secrets. So yeah, so that's a bit sad to hear. But yeah, so life is mean sometimes, isn't it? So anyway, now I thought, look, I've got to do some things that make me super happy and that I really, really enjoy. So I'm on to my last one, which is, I think I showed you, but anyway, it's the koala. So, and the koala's, he's actually lavender. I've made him like a lavender grey, because I didn't want him to be a boring, dirty grey. So anyway, he's going to be pretty. Although koalas are kind of this kind of colour as well. Thank you for the love. But yeah, koalas are kind of, they're more like a greyish white, but they do almost have like a slight lavendery kind of colour to them. Like a very, very, it's not lavender at all, but they do have an unusual kind of colour. Koalas, people just think they're this dark grey, but they're actually not. And where I used to go when I was young, you would see koalas all the time in the tree. We sadly don't see them much anymore. A lot of their habitat has been destroyed, although there's a lot of protection now around them. And you still see them. You'll see them up in the trees. And but in Cowes, where I've been, doing markets, a couple markets, I've only done 2, like these beautiful koalas, you'll actually see them now in the trees a bit more, which is really nice. So yeah, so I've got my little color palette here, and I don't know whether you can see, but this is the best brush, just a straight. It's not a very exciting, expensive brush or anything like that. But anyway, and then this koala is going to have like it's salted caramel color around the outside of him. So then the purple will kind of pull out a little bit and look a bit beautiful. Because when I'm making things, like even if you're making soap, it doesn't matter what it is, you have to think, is that going to be attractive to someone to pick up? And if I did it all muted light colours, they probably wouldn't pick it up. So this way, hopefully it will encourage people to pick it up and buy it. So yeah, so that's kind of the colour, if you can kind of see. And because this is greenware, it really does suck in the colour really well. So from Texas, my love, I had seen you say from before. You know, it's funny, I get a lot of subscribers from Texas. I don't know why, but I've often thought over the years, that's strange. Oh, these look good. Thank you, Ajas. And I'm sorry if I don't say your names properly, but I just say the name that's the username that comes up. And if you follow me on TikTok, which I do have quite a few people on TikTok, you'll notice I changed the name to Rhonda Jane Pottery because I'm going to put more pottery stuff on there now. And this is going to be my new love. And I do sell soap, but I sell it wholesale now. It's pretty much just wholesale because that's where I make money on soap. More wholesale. I sell it through Fair around Australia. But yeah. What am I painting, by the way, my love? I'm actually painting their little coasters. This is underglaze, and then they're going to go in the kiln to be fired to be beautiful and glossy. So I've hand painted them all. My husband made some 3D molds. I'll show you. So this was one of the 3D molds he made. Oh, sorry, I'm putting the frog upside down. So then I roll out the clay. I have to like knead the clay, so make sure it's nice and smooth with no air bubbles. Then what I do is then I get those little sorry, my daughter's coming in so I can hear her. Anyway, so then I actually get the clay and then I press that in and then let it dry and then I get to paint it. So it's kind of a long process. But anyway, so I'm doing the koala at the moment. And the colours you see won't be exactly what it's going to look like. So this colour here is going to be a salted caramel. The koala is going to be a lavender, like a very light lavender grey. And then, of course, he has his little green tree, if you can kind of see him. And he does have slate blue eyes. So, because koalas have very dreamy eyes because they eat eucalyptus and it puts them to sleep. So yeah, they're a little lazy animal, really. They actually sleep most of the day. They don't stay awake all the time. Most people think they do, but they don't. They're kind of lazy. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's what I'm doing. And you know what? If you're selling a product at the market and it's not selling, well, you've got to ask yourself why. Maybe those things aren't selling. And, you know, everything I was saying this to my daughter. It's so true. Everything needs to kind of evolve. So sometimes, you know, you might do markets and things like that, and then something might not be selling well, but then a year later it might sell really well. So it's kind of that thing of, you know, what's selling now. If it's not selling, maybe you need to think of a different thing as well. Sorry, I'm just looking at some comments. So, yeah, and I've had a lot of people reach out and say that, you know, they're selling, for instance, candles and candles aren't selling. And I just tell them they will eventually come back. But at the moment, I think a lot of people aren't doing that. So, yeah, very tricky. Hello from GA. Where's GA? Oh, you love these. So unique and beautiful. Thank you, my love. I'm not sure. Is it Georgia? No, maybe not. Why don't you use a sponge to glaze it easy? Oh, I could use a sponge, but it doesn't paint it as nice, and I'm a perfectionist, so I want it to look super beautiful as well. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, like attaching that. Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean too. But yeah, no, I did think of all of those things, like, using a sponge to do it. But to be honest, people are going to pay for a hand painted thing. So when I've done these in the past, like pottery things, I don't really have a problem selling them. Pottery's a little different because, it's going to last for years, so people are happy to pay. But, it depends. Like and two, the area that I'm selling in is kind of a very tourist area. So you get a lot of people from overseas visiting those markets, and they want to take something home that's hand painted by someone in Australia. So, Georgia in the US. I thought it was, my love. Yeah, I thought it was. One of my aunts went to Georgia many years ago and bought me back some gifts, so I always do remember. Yeah, so and then these have to have 3 coats. So even if I stamp it once, it's not enough, because if you only stamp it once, it will look almost transparent. So underglaze needs to, I mean, you could do it just twice. You don't have to do it 3 times. But yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? So anyway, I don't mind painting it. I find it a little bit therapeutic, to be honest. Yeah, but it does take time, for sure. I mean, if I really didn't like painting, I wouldn't do this. You have to really like it. So, but I can just sit by myself on the dining table, which is where I am now, and just paint and enjoy. So, yeah. And on the weekend, my daughter and I did a market, which it was actually an event. So it was actually a show. It was like, so a fairground type thing, and it was in Bunyip, which is kind of like, it's a country fair, because it was out in the country more, in East Gippsland, which is kind of the greeny country kind of area, near me, not far, about half an hour. Anyway, and they were nearly all horses, and then we got there and there was like only 4 stalls, and we were like, wow. And we just thought, oh, we might not do all right here, but we did okay there, covered the stall fees, so I can't complain. But yeah, sometimes you do markets or something and it doesn't work, and you just have to go, okay, that's a learning curve, I won't do that one again. I don't know whether I would ever do that one again myself, personally. My daughter, she didn't do bad or anything, but she didn't do good, if that makes sense. No, we both made our money back, which we were happy with that, but, like I said, it's not one I'll probably pay for again. Let me just move that off the table. I'm going to just put the thing in here now. This salted caramel one. So that's the one I'm using at the moment for anyone that does this. And I have to put lots in because I have to do another coat after I've done these one. Actually, I have to do 2 more coats because I'm only on the first one. And I actually did, or with these ones, I did try and use a bigger brush, and then I just found that I couldn't get in the crevice very easy, so I gave up on that and then realised, okay, I'm just have to make myself do it the hard way, But yeah, and then I've got to go out today to buy my granddaughter, a gift for her birthday. So, yeah, because I'm seeing her tonight for dinner, so... Yeah, but I'll be really excited when these happen. So make sure you join my other channel, and then you'll be able to see, like, when I do kiln openings, which hopefully it won't be too far away. But anyway, when I do open the kiln, you'll be able to see them, like, shiny and sparkly and beautiful. So, and that one is Rhonda Jane Pottery. So please go over, my friends, and chat with me over there too, because I'm like I said, I'm going to do some videos, which I just did a little short today on there, but once everything gets going, I'm hoping to do, I'll go on there and chat about markets and stuff like that too. And it will be interesting to see how I can actually grow that one, if I can grow it like I did with the soap. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how, it's very interesting, because I did do very well on YouTube with the soap making. And you'll still see me doing soap on here. I just haven't done any for a while. I kind of just need to get my mojo back. So there's my little koala. I just, do you know, sometimes you go through a stage where you're just not feeling it, and that's me. I mean, I keep going, oh, the soap should have. I'm just not feeling it. Seriously, I'm not. So anyway, I'm taking a little break, but you'll still see me doing other things like this, because, I've got to keep myself busy. And then the conference is coming up in, I think, 60 days or something like that. Maybe it's less. I can't remember. Anyway, if you want to check out that, go on that site too. And you can get a ticket online as well. And, yeah, so anyway, that will be exciting, won't it? Aw, you just subscribed to my pottery channel. Thanks, Stacey. You're a darling. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm planning on, because it's a new channel, you can't just go and do lives like you can do on this. You have to have so many subscribers before you're allowed just to go and do all that. So yeah, so I have to kind of build it up, just like Nelson Soapery. So I will do more videos. I do have one to go on Nelson Soapery, which is a funny one. So I'll put that one on soon. You're going to laugh. I've kept all the funny bits in. So because we were filming at this last market we did, and then all of a sudden this it was like a puppet show started going in the background as I'm talking. I said to my daughter Emily, of course, and then this puppet show only went once an hour. I said, of course, when I start filming he starts a puppet show. I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so I was laughing my head off, and I said, oh, we're going to cut this out, take 2, and I said, no, I'll keep it in. So yeah, so anyway, so that's what I kind of did with that one at that market, and it was a little funny. But yeah, so I've only done more shorter videos on the pottery one, but I do know from Nelson Soapery, a lot of people really do enjoy the longer videos when I'm chatting and talking. So let me know which ones you prefer. Do you prefer longer video or shorter videos? Myself, I prefer the longer videos, because it drives me nuts when I turn one on and it only goes for 8 minutes or something, and then I'm like, oh, I've wasted my time and sat down for 8 minutes. So I prefer something I can sit down, almost like it's a movie kind of. That's me personally. Yeah, that's what I enjoy. But we're all different, aren't we? I mean, maybe some people just want something small just to entertain them for a short minute and then move on. Yeah. But thank you, Stacey. It's so nice of you to subscribe and, see how I'm going. We all need a hobby. I really think that we just need a hobby to make us happy. And just do different things. So there, that is my last little koala. I mean, I know it looks rough and messy around the brown, but it will actually start to look really nice. Hopefully you can see. Can you see him nice and close? He's so cute, isn't he? He's darling. Oh, I just noticed his little... I'm going to have to fix his nose. His nose is half not perfect. So anyway, we'll paint the black on top. Later on, I will go over and fix the black on him again. So yeah. So now we are back to the start of doing this one again. So that's basically what you have to do. You have to do one, then go back and do a second, and so on. So, and this is the last one because I've done all the others. So this one's the last one to have its 3 coats. And then I actually have some more, they're similar to this but a different shape, the same kind of animals, and then they're in like large magnets to go on the fridge. So yeah, so I've got to get those ones happening too. And I thought, why the kiln is not up and going yet, it gives me this opportunity just to go and spend some time to sit down and paint and you know, get all these beautiful things happening. So yeah. And actually too, one thing that I'll talk about is the markets that I've been doing, which is out near Phillip Island. That's what it's called. It's a suburb called or town called Cowes, which is Cowes, which is right on the coastline. With that one, because they get wind, you actually need to have different weights. You're not allowed to have weights from your hardware store. They have to be full-on big heavy metal weights. So my daughter's got some, so I've been using hers, borrowing them, but of course there'll be times that she does the same markets as me or whatever, so I'll have to buy my own, and they're very expensive. They're like $30 for one, and you need 8 weights just for a single canopy or a single marquee or, you know, tent. So yeah, so that's a bit crazy as well. Oh, you wish your husband was as handy as my husband. Oh, yeah, he's very clever. Yeah, he's done lots of props, although he's hurt his back at the moment. Yeah, he did. So he did actually make these. Let me show you. So yeah, so he made those on the 3D printer. So that's the stamp that I press into the clay. Yeah, so he is very clever. I just kind of, you know, he's probably gets sick of my projects because I often say, oh, I want to make this. I have this great idea, and I'll go to sleep, and then I'll wake up thinking of this project I want to make, and then I put him to work, you know. So, but yeah, it keeps his mind active, and it's kind of good because then it means he's involved in this business a little bit, because he doesn't really like going to markets and things like that when I do that, which I enjoy it. I do like going. I just didn't go for the soap because just the soap and candles kept melting, drove me crazy. So that's why I didn't. But yeah. Oh, you like my videos longer? Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, love. I really did think that, because like if it was me, like I said, you know, I don't want to get my coffee, sit down to relax, and then the video's over in 8 minutes. It's like, well, that was a waste of my time, you know. So yeah, so anyway, that's good that you told me that, because I think that too. But to me, like, if people want to watch a shorter video, they can watch shorts. You know, that's what shorts is for people that just want to watch a quick thing and just fill in time in between cooking dinner or getting kids to bed or something, you know. But I generally think a lot of people want to watch a longer video. And one thing I found too that's interesting is a lot of people like watching, like, what do you call it? You know, like lifestyle things. So, and when I say lifestyle, I don't mean nobody wants to see what I'm cooking for dinner, but, you know, like just like a day of what I'm doing out, you know, like creative wise. Yeah, so that's what I think too. Oh, you also like longer videos? Oh, hello from Chicago. Hello, hello. I was just saying before, if you want to go over and join my other channel as well. And I've put this on Nelson Soapery so that people can just see, but then you can join me over on the other one. And my other channel is Rhonda Jane Pottery. So go over there and join me there, because you will start to see me having lots of videos on there soon. I'll do like some unveiling of things. I'm going to also start to do you know, like some market things. So I'll tell you like how I went at the market and, you know, what was selling and what wasn't. I think that's a good one too. Hello, Glebe. And I know these are just your usernames, but they're the ones I'm going to use, because otherwise I forget, you know. Yeah, I will just forget what I'm doing. I'm hopeless. So yeah, so anyway, so I'm making these are coasters, and then I do have some big magnets that I made as well. Oh, you'd like market videos, Stacey. All right, well, make sure that you join me over. I don't think you already joined, hun, didn't you? Run to Jane Pottery, because that's where I'm going to do the market ones, because I don't do market ones for Nelson Soapery, because I don't go to markets for Nelson Soapery. Like, I just hate dealing with the candles melting, everyone touching the soap, because the soap's like a sanitary product, so you have to be a bit careful with that. Yeah, so basically the markets are going to be for my pottery journey, and just, you know, like with my daughter, I often go away with her when she does markets to help her, and you know, I really do enjoy that, just spending a bit of time, like even though you're working at markets, you're just seeing a different scenery, you're not stuck in your house just finding nothing to do. Like it is enjoyable, and then I thought, well, if I can have my own stand and me and my daughter can go together to some events, it will actually be nice. We can help each other out too, which we did. We did a market on Sunday, which was a country one, and we had 2 stalls plus my stall, and then we got to spread out because other people didn't turn up. So we probably had about 9 meters of stall in a row, and it really does bring people in. So I've noticed over the years of helping my daughter, when you have 1 3-meter stall, like it looks okay, but once you've got 6 meters or more, like 2 stalls, it really brings people in because they don't feel kind of trapped into a small space. So yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it? But yeah, so what can you do? So yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping eventually to get like a canopy that has my branding. I'm using my daughter's at the moment. She's been very nice to, because she has a double canopy and she has a single. So I'm using her single. But eventually, if everything goes well, that's maybe what I'll do. But at the moment, no. So they've had their 2 coats. Let me just read some comments. Oh, you like my idea with the wind chimes? Yeah, and hold on. I'm going to go in the other room and I'll get one. I'll show you what I'm doing so then you can see. Oh, all right, I'm here. I almost fell off the chair. So this is kind of like a wind chime. Can you see the little hole? So I've kind of painted it. I haven't finished yet. And then this will hang up the top. And so for instance, this one doesn't go with this one because it's a different color. But, right, so this will hang up here and then like these will kind of hang under it. So if that kind of makes sense. So if there was one that just had 1 hole, then this would hang under the bottom like that. But this one's going to have 3 smaller little daisy ones that I've already made. And then I have some that I've hand sculpted. So this one I actually threw on the wheel, so which means I put it on the pottery wheel to make this one. And I've made it like a bowl, and then when I've actually cut it around, you know, like because you scrape the thing, so then it gives this dome kind of look. And then I've also made my own beads, which will go on the inside of it. So yes, it's really cute. So that one's dried. It's still got to go in the kiln as well. So what does my daughter sell? So my daughter, Emily, her company is called Honey Blue You. And you'll be able to see her on TikTok and Insta. She does lots of money accounts. So if you follow her on TikTok, she tells you exactly what she earns on every market stall. But I'm going to be honest, she literally earns more than anyone, almost every market that we go to. She sells, you know, like 3D little figurines, like toys, like little wobbly toys, earrings, bookmarks, anything that she creates on a laser machine. So she has a laser cutting machine. Then she has 3D printers. She also has t-shirt presses, so she sells a lot of t-shirts. Key rings, she makes them herself. So some of them have swear words on, some have like pictures of or butterflies and so on. But yeah, she's a bit of a rock star. She started off making her earrings and things on the bed at home, and then she started doing markets. So she's been doing, I think, almost 5 years now, and it is her full-time job. She earns a full-time wage. Yeah, they do sell really well. So like for Emily, my daughter. So yeah, so you often will see me in a lot of her videos because I do help her on quite a lot. So we were up so Emily a few weeks ago was in New South Wales, and my daughter Pearl went up and helped her with that one. And then the weekend after that, we were in Port Fairy, and I was up there with Emily for 3 days for that one. And then I was with Emily this Sunday at the Bunyip Show. So you'll often see it a big family affair, and Emily always says, you know, if it wasn't for my sisters, my parents, I couldn't do it. And then actually, I think it was a week and a half ago or something, my husband and myself, we actually went and did a big show for Emily, and that was at Sunbury. So that was like out sort of past the freeway near the airport. And that one we had to be there at 7 in the morning, and we didn't get to leave until 11:30 at night. So that was a huge, long day, but she earned thousands and thousands of dollars at that one. But she does mostly events. She doesn't do a lot of what I'd call markets. She does more like festivals and things like that, because that's where the money is, you know. People go to a festival to spend money. They don't go to a market to spend money. Often at a market, they're there just to have lunch and a day out. But at a festival, they're there to spend money. They've saved up to go, and usually they're on holidays. So most people know you're on holidays, you're going to spend money. So you kind of have to be a bit wise, you know, when you do markets. And if you do one and you've made no money, well, you have to go, okay, that's not for me. But, you know, in saying that, maybe you also have to ask yourself, you know, did you display your products right? Like I often see displays that looked overpacked. They look messy. You know, like you have to make sure that your display's easy to read. There's prices. And when we're in Port Fairy, I had a man that asked me, he was next to us and he didn't do very well, and we were busy the whole day. And he said, well, how did you do so well? And I said to him, you know, the biggest advice I can give you is put prices on. I said, people don't want to go up and say, how much is that? So I said, whether you think your product's expensive or not, just put a price on it. I said, you know, people just, they really don't want to. And even for me, there was a couple dresses I liked and was going to buy one. And then I'm like, no. And Emily said to me, Mum, why are you coming back without the dress? And I said, no, there's no prices on anything. I don't want to ask. It's so embarrassing if I don't have enough money. So that's literally how it works. No, it's so important. Oh, a wonderful, supportive family. Lots there. So nice to see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, look, I think we are too. I really do. You know, I think for me, honestly, having a supportive family, I think, is really important when you do these. And, you know, when we say supportive, that doesn't mean that, you know, your family might not be at the market with you, but maybe they're helping mind your kids, or maybe, like my husband, they're helping make things that set the stall and make the stall look good. Or you can just sort of, you know, jump ideas off each other. But I think what's hard is when you have a family that just don't really care, they just sort of ignore it, and sometimes people get jealous. Yeah. So, you know, that's one thing that I definitely do notice. Yeah, I think people that have the support seem to do better. And there's some lovely girls that I always talk to. Every year we do Port Fairy, and we've done it for 3 years now. And they sell like candles, diffusers, that kind of thing. And their parents come up on holidays with them every time they do that. And these girls are like in their 20s. So, you know, they're not young. They're not like 16 or anything. But as they said, well, you know, they need their parents' support to help. So, yeah, all these things are so important. you know, and if you don't have people supporting you or on your side, it really does make it hard to succeed. It's not to say you can't, but it just makes it that much harder. So yeah. So if you've got someone doing markets that you can support, or even a friend, it doesn't have to be family. Not everyone has a good family. But I've tried really hard to keep my family and my children like together as a unit, and to try and like do things together. As like, so tonight we're all going away, just for dinner with my little granddaughter's birthday, and we do have dinners all the time together, and my kids ring up all the time, so I think that's important. And if your kids don't ring up, you need to say, well, why aren't they ringing up? You know, like, maybe you could do something to help them be a bit more involved. But I mean, sometimes they just don't want to, and you've got to accept that too. But my daughter Abby is a nurse, and she does markets at Christmas time. She sells like Christmas baubles. It's a little hobby. My other daughter Alison is a teacher, but she does markets on the side selling cookies, and cakes, like sweet things. So, and then Emily has her stall and I have mine. So I think, you know, they've all enjoyed that little hobby of making things and selling things. So, and it's a nice feeling when you make something, someone buys it, and you're like, wow, they've chosen your things out of every other stall that they could have bought from. So rather than think I've only sold 2 things today, maybe think, well, that person has chosen my stall over everyone else's. Because it's easy to think, start, you know, questioning whether your product's good or not. You know, it's hard, isn't it? So yeah, anyway, I'm on to my last little koala now. Well, he's not really my last, but this is the last like paint level I need to do, because you need to do 3 coats to make it a really strong color. Otherwise it will be transparent, or it will kind of look a little water washed, and I'm hoping it's going to look quite bold, because nobody wants to buy one that isn't bold. And when I say bold, the colors aren't like, I'm not choosing bright electric blue or anything. They're still lighter colors. But I will have to fix my little koala's nose. So there's his little, that's what he looks like. See his nose, can you see how I kind of painted the purple over? So I have to fix that one. What's my daughter's TikTok again? Oh, you're looking for her. So you can subscribe. So it's Honey Blue U. So honey, just like honey, and then BLUE. And then the word you, which is YOU. She has maybe 10,500 followers or something. So if you see that number, you'll know that's her. Yeah, so there'll be a lot of pink colours in it. Yeah, so if you're ever wondering about markets, how they work, she does do what's called the cash count, which is very popular. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Oh, I've been a good example. Thank you. I hope so. I mean, look, you got to try, don't you? I mean, sometimes things don't go the way you want, but to me, it's just, you just got to try and hope that your kids appreciate it, and you know, you just hope that they're happy. So at the end of the day, and then Em's moved into a new house actually today, so which would be cool. Oh, I was going to show you too. Oh, so this is one of my other ones. So this is my little chook, isn't it cute? And I've used like a silicone mat to create this kind of lacing effect. So he's got like his little, I don't know what you call it, the little red blubber there. So we're going to have to paint him. I'll paint his little crest on his head red as well. And yeah, and then the rest of his body, I think he's going to just be a latte color. But this is going to be a magnet. So this is going to be one of my huge magnets. And on the back, he'll have 2 magnets on it to hold him up properly. So yeah, so I've got a few different ones like this. Yeah, so So yeah, so we will paint that. And like I said, you got to be so delicate. And I said to my daughter Emily, oh, you have to be really delicate. And then she like just plopped the you know, one of them down that cracked, and I said to her, oh, so you just, it's so easy to break them, because you've got to be super, super careful, you know. But yeah. So anyway, I hope you found Emily's TikTok. I'm on TikTok as well. I've changed the name on TikTok for mine, which will just say Rhonda Jane Pottery, because you'll see a lot more pottery, so I thought it was silly to keep a soapy name on it. Why, you know, but anyway, that's just the way it's going to be for a bit. So now I'm just literally going to do his little crest on his head. But yeah, so I think just come up with ideas that are fresh and new and fun, and see what you think. I mean, you know, so like that's his little crest. Doesn't he look cute? Oh, Emily's so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's a beautiful girl, and she's just has such a kind, beautiful heart. You know, she was a lot of trouble when she was a teenager, but she's come round, and she's such a sweet girl. Aww. Oh, what are we doing, Lindy? Hopefully I'm reading your... Oh, sorry, Lady Creation, silly me. I've just finished doing these. So these are going to be coasters. They're going to go into the kiln. So yeah, so they're going to go into the kiln. Hello from New York. Wow, hello, my love. It's probably evening in New York, and it's morning. Well, it's lunchtime in Australia. It's 12:52 lunchtime in the PM. So yeah, so these are my coasters that are going to be fired when my kiln gets going. It's still, the electrical work's still got to be done. Most of it's done, the plug and everything's in the wall, but it's just a bit of a headache, you know. So the electrician can do their bit, and then, oh, okay, so 11:52 in the PM. Okay, so yeah, I knew you were quite a few different hours, so yeah. So you get you one. Yeah, so yeah, so I think we're different times, but that's okay. So yeah, and then this one here is going to be a little magnet, if you can see him. He's just my little chook, and if you can see, he's kind of like a lace pattern. You can buy the silicone molds to make something like that as well. So yeah, I love him. I think he's just adorable. I mean, how sweet is that? I don't know how big I'm going to make his crest, but anyway, his crest is pretty cute, isn't it? So I'll just do one more little bit on his little turkey neck, and that's literally all I'm going to do on him. I think I might even just leave him that plain color, and yeah, but he does look really sweet, doesn't he? So that's literally all I'm going to do on this one. And yeah, so then once the magnets are going, we'll get them all happening, we'll get them all beautiful and looking gorgeous. But I'm going to go so that I can have some lunch, my beautiful friends, and I'm sure I'm going to see you soon. Oh, you miss our one-on-one videos. Aw, thank you. That's so nice. Thank you, Pam, my friend. No, so I don't have my own fire pit. I have my own kiln. So there's a few different ways that you can fire it, but I have a kiln. So it's still getting its electrical works in Australia. A bit different to other countries. You need an electrician to put it in the wall and through the roof and whatever else. Yeah, so the first bit's been done. I bought a second-hand one, and but it's beginning to be a bit of a money pit. So, you know, if you get an electrician to do all the works, it's anywhere up to $5,000 is pretty normal to get that done. Then the kiln second-hand was $2,000. And then it needs new elements in it, so then that's going to be another $1,000. So, you know, you easily can get up to $10,000 or more to get a kiln put in your property in Australia. So it's crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So, but yeah, so anyway, so it's a professional pottery kiln. which will be firing these. So you can do like ragu and things like that in fire pits, but I'm not, I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, it is. Well, it is, but this is like a little hobby. And I did used to do ceramics when my daughter Abby was